Okay, all ready for video number 2. The second issue for me that has arisen from the rant on racism again has to do with the reactions of others and what they're reacting to. Some people seem to either be ignoring reality or distorting it. I can understand people being upset if they think I swore at a student like that. But what I can't understand is why they just flat out ignore the rest of the story and only focus on that. Now, granted, some people have their own little axe to grind, their own agenda they're pursuing. Some of them are just pieces of crap who just live to cause trouble for people. But the one thing that struck me about all of the people who had negative comments, they ignored the fact that this boy, middle school boy, directed some pretty virulent racist comments at an elementary school girl, almost making her cry, telling her that she is not Korean because of her hair color, making her feel that she's less than human because she looks different from his image of the perfect Korean. None of them addressed that, not one. Quick to attack me because they thought I swore at the male student who did that, and totally ignore the other issue. Like I said in my other video, it was my mistake. I can understand why people would be pissed off about that. I would be too. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they just stuck their heads in the sand about racism. I mean, you have chumps like Lyman Cilantro, 7K Bass, Ace 2005C, and what's that one now? Triple X Untouch, Abi at Triple X. Quick to castigate and just as quick to ignore. And then you have other peoples who just totally distort other people who just totally distort reality. I mean, Quius, Q-U-I-I-S, his comments about Koreans and blacks were so over the top, saying that, oh, when a Korean calls a black person a nigger, they really mean, oh, you look so different, so unusual, so cool. Well, Quius, or however you pronounce your name, I took your comments to many, many Koreans, and they frankly all think you're screwed in the head. They think that was some of the stupidest reasoning they've ever heard. And no, when Koreans use the N-word, they know it's wrong, they know it's derogatory, and they're using it that way. This is from the mouths of many, many Koreans, not just from mine. But yeah, it just staggers my mind how these people either ignore reality or distort it to fit their own little world view. Luckily, most people aren't like you. But you know what? People like you are part of the problem with racism in the world. If you bury your head in the sand and ignore the problem, it's not going to go away. If you distort facts to make everything seem rosy in your world, the problem's not going to go away. It will still be there. Someone posted that, I should know better than to talk about this because I know how some Koreans will react. And I do know how some Koreans will react. I expected a lot of the vitriol that I got thrown at me. But you know what? I believe racism is wrong in all its forms, wherever you find it. Whether it's in my home country, Korea, your home country, anywhere. I also believe that if you do not correct people when they're doing something wrong, they're going to keep doing it. Now, the student in question who made the racist comment, he thought he was doing nothing wrong. I corrected him. He now knows it's wrong. If no one corrected him, he'd go on forever just doing that. So I'm a firm believer that when someone's screwing up, especially being a racist, you have to call them on it, or they'll never learn. So, to be true to my principles, I'm going to speak up. I'm not going to hide my head in the sand because of some net Nazis. I guess I have a greater strength in my principles. Ugh, never thought I'd say that. But anyways, that's the second issue that came out of that, the responses to the Racism Again video. And it still boggles my mind that they just don't, a lot of people just don't seem to care about the racism part of it. Anyways, I will do up my third video and post it up sometime. Good evening.